You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene.
Welcome back to the Urban Sports Scene. We joined in the studio today. We got Will T, Wally A, little brother Ray's on the way. We're about to hop into that pregame. Harrison Barnes is the first freshman ever voted a preseason All-American. Man, before we get started, man, what you think about that, though? That's like unheard of.
That's a huge accomplishment. Taking into consideration like all the players before him who've had the hype. You think about what's the guy from St. John's when he was coming out?
What, Mullen? To me personally, just
Felipe Lopez.
Me personally, just thinking about a couple years ago when we had, Carmelo's, and then we had Greg Oden, the type of freshmen they came in. They weren't even voted as preseason All-Americans, but we'll have to talk about that later on down the road. That just really jumped out at me. But another thing we have going on was Lee Westwood overtakes Tigers for the world number one ranking tournament. Tiger, you need to get some more women. And we have one more week until Manny Pacquiao, Margarita Will. Let me get a little quick thing about that, man. What you think about that?
I think it's going to be an awesome fight. If people have been keeping up with the 24/7 production that's been on HBO, you clearly see that Antonio Margarito, he's ready. And I'm predicting, you hear it here first, I think Antonio Margarito knocks Manny Pacquiao out in the 9th round of their fight.
Another doubter.
I'm predicting right now Jerry Jones makes a lot of money off the fight. Then we going to go, man, to Oregon jumps Auburn for their number one BCS. I know you got some input on this. I heard you and Ray had a little bet going.
Yeah, we had a bet last week. Basically, our bet was Auburn versus Mississippi State. Ray thought that since Auburn took the number one spot that they would fall to the same way that the other previous number ones did, but Ray lost, and he has to ante up. He owes me a burger at Ray's Hellburger.
And then we got, man, LeBron in his decision. He got little doubts, little things different going on. I mean, before we wrap up the pregame, what you guys think about LeBron coming out saying that, though?
It's maturity. He realized that he might have went about it the wrong way. I still like the commercial. I think the commercial's off the hook.
I think the commercial is the best commercial I've seen in a couple years.
I love the commercial, and what I think now is what LeBron's really learning is once he leave that Cleveland, Ohio area, he's going to realize what it's like to really be a man and not be around a bunch of followers. And when he went to Miami, he's around more leaders now.
Touche.
So I really see that this is his side really coming out. But
so Cleveland, get over it. He's not coming back.
I don't know. They might.
I don't know. I think after he wins a couple in Miami, I could see LeBron playing his last year in Cleveland. I really honestly think he'll play his last NBA season in Cleveland.
From Miami warehouse and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
From Miami to Beach to the factories. I see you.
But we about to hop into that commercial break. When we get back, we about to wrap up the World Series. Congratulations to the Giants. We get back from that commercial break.
This is President Barack Obama. In the story of America, the greatest chapters are moments of challenge, when we see people serving their country and one another. Volunteers who step forward into hospital corridors and church basements, along levees and fire lines. And the next chapter is yours to help write. Sign up to volunteer at usaservice.org. That's usaservice.org. Let's renew America together.
A message from Renew America Together, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hello, good morning, how you doing? What the move here? Welcome to the future, I'm the captain of the cool kids. The revolution's never been televised. Great booty, better thighs, I ain't wanna tell about.
Welcome back to the Urban Sports Scene. Hey, Wally, man, go ahead and plug in our cousins down in Texas for us right quick.
All right, Texas, people in Applebee's, you'll see Fish and Will on their Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Just check out the website. It's www.blogtalkradio.com/Applegees. Applegees is spelled APOGEEZS. Also, for our stuff, if you want to hear us, check out the site. It's www.walio.podbeam.com. Also, we're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. What else?
We have a blog website where
we do have a blog website. Let me say the blog website real quick. It's www.urbansportscene.blogspot.com.
we got new blogs coming Thanksgiving weekend. I'm telling you, be prepared.
My fingers are crossed on that one.
You know what? We get Veterans Day. What's the day we get in November in a couple of weeks?
It's Veterans Day. That's on
that's
on Thursday.
11th,
it's on a Thursday.
You know what, Will? You can take some time out and write a blog on Veterans Day. You can give us some information on that day. But I also want to shout out some information.
Onward.
Also on Applegee's, Pettis Ryan. You can see him everywhere. I think on Facebook, you can YouTube him, Google, everything else you follow. He's on there also with us.
I'm losing my mind. Our email address, it's change.da.game6@gmail.com.
Well, we about to hop into the World Series, man. It was, to me personally, it kind of wrapped up kind of quick. I mean, this was a
We didn't get
pretty
the cover
quick game.
for
I mean, San Francisco, this is the first World Championship for them since like '54, since they really moved out to San Francisco. I mean, Edgar Renteria, I mean, I thought this was like his Florida Marlin days. He was like MVP. I mean, what you guys think about that? I mean, clinching hit. I mean, he's
I mean, I tried to follow. Well, I'm not gonna say I tried. I did follow the World Series. I'm not saying I watched every game. I watched parts of most of every game except for the last one because they went up against Monday Night Football. Let's be real. No one's really gonna watch baseball, even if it is the World Series when football is on. Why Fox decides to program the World Series on a Monday night against Monday Night Football, to me, is stupid, but that's another conversation for another time. Me personally, I thought the Rangers would win this. I thought they would win it pretty easily, but San Francisco, their pitching, it was dominating during the World Series, and then their bats were they got offensive production from all through the lineup.
Well, speaking of their pitching staff, you think this is going to be able to carry them into next year and keep this kind of going for them?
I don't think they have enough offense enough offense for this to be a dynasty. I do think they have they do have a pitching staff that resembles the Atlanta Braves from years past when they have, even before Maddox came to town, when it was like Steve Avery, Tom Glavine, Smoltz. So, I mean, in this juncture, I do think they have the dominant young arms. They have Lincecum, Kane, Sanchez, and even Bumgarner. So, I mean, I think they have like those top four young pitchers on any other team that can be an ace. So, I mean, in terms of that, they are going to be perennial favorites to win the NL West, which pretty much is a lackadaisical division anyway.
Also, you can't discount the fact that they also have a pitcher by the name of Barry Zito who played well during the beginning of the season. During the stretch run, he didn't play too well. So that's another arm you add into their rotation. If he can tighten it up down the stretch, maybe next season, if they're able to compete for a pennant, I think that San Francisco, like you said, they don't have the offense, but they're pitching, and it's all about pitching these days.
I think with their pitching staff, it's going to help them at least get into the playoffs. But I think eventually, I want to see more from this staff. I mean, we know what Lincecum can do. Yeah. I mean, he's, you can argue him as, one of the top pitchers in baseball. As far as the other guys, I mean, you want to see that consistency that you saw from the Braves type of rotation in the early 90s.
But, I just give credit when credit is due. Bruce Bochy did a hell of a job managing this team the whole postseason. He did a great job throughout the postseason and the World Series. And they also have a young up and coming superstar in Buster Posey, who's an all-world catcher. So we'll see.
But for every one that we got a loser, Texas, the season ended. Cliff Lee, he's going to be a free agent. Does these losses affect him? How do you think, which direction you think these guys are going to go? You think they're going to be able to keep it going for next year with this team?
If you had asked me before the playoffs started, I would have told you that Cliff Lee is definitely going to the Yankees. But I think the way the fans treated his wife during that series in New York, the cursing and spitting at her, I think you can discount the Yankees. The Yankees are gone. If I had to pick a favorite for Cliff Lee to go, I think he might sign back with Texas. I honestly do.
I think with the new management, with Nolan Ryan coming in there, I think this really is going to help solidify. I think they're going to really make the push for Cliff Lee and bring him back. It's not too often you get the opportunity to get an ace anyway. And I think with Nolan Ryan, with that pretty much that new swagger they're going to bring down there. Because think about it, before that new ownership took effect, the Texans were never really a type of team really winning, known for winning.
The Rangers, not the Texans.
My bad. Texans, Rangers. I don't want my folks down in Texas to get mad at me, but right now you can almost see that swagger that Nolan Ryan pretty much brought to this team. So I think he's going to really help him keep it going.
I just say that, money talks and BS walks. So I think that, if the Yankees throw out, that lump sum of money to him, I think chances are that he will be a New York Yankee. Money. You're throwing 120 to you. It's hard to say no.
It is, but
CC Sabathia said he loves staying in Milwaukee. He loved Prince Fielder. He loved playing with him. Treat him like family. He's a New York Yankee now. So that's all I'm saying.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad because I do root for the Yankees when it comes to baseball, but I just honestly think that he seemed like a man of his conviction, a man of his word, and after that series was over, he was highly upset and he voiced his opinion. So I think he'll be back in Texas.
Let's not forget he once played in Cleveland with warehouses and everything like that. So
LeBron.